From County College of Morris, this is CCM All Access.
Hello, and welcome to the second season of CCM All Access, the program that brings you news and information from the County College of Morris. Students at CCM, members of the community, people doing good things. I'm your host, Daniil Barkov, and we are coming to you from the Alex DeCroce Media Center on the CCM campus. Our guest this evening is Ms. Tara Wuorinen. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I understand you are the manager of the Rutgers portion here at CCM, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Can you tell us about that a little bit? Explain what you do here every day.
Sure. So Rutgers and CCM began the partnership in the fall of 2014, was our first academic year on campus. It allows students to earn a Rutgers degree right here on the comfort of the CCM campus. Some of the initiatives and reasons for that, we found that students really do love their community college campuses. They're comfortable. So we found that a lot of times these same students maybe aren't able to, due to work or family obligations, to commute to one of our other locations such as Newark or New Brunswick. So this allows that student to still earn that Rutgers degree but be close to home.
Now, the classes are offered here at CCM. I understand it also helps students with transferring to Rutgers as well, correct?
Correct.
Now, what kind of majors do you offer here?
So we currently offer criminal justice, psychology, and then we have business leadership and management, as well as marketing. And the lighter two, the two business degrees, we just added. Our first cohort is this fall 18, so that's a really exciting time here on campus for both Rutgers and CCM.
Now, are you planning on expanding the program anymore?
Yes, we're always looking at adding new majors. We really try to get a pulse of what the CCM students are looking for. Unfortunately, there are some majors that are out of our, restriction to add. Some of those would be the sciences due to lab space and engineering. So those are great degrees. We still encourage students to attend, the Rutgers campuses for those locations.
Now, professors, how does the professor system work here?
So all of our courses are taught by Rutgers faculty. So it's designed that students will attend their classes here on campus. They're all taught by Rutgers faculty. They're earning a Rutgers degree, and they're also paying Rutgers tuition.
Okay. Now, me myself, I do wish to transfer to Rutgers at some point. However, I've had some trouble with being a good student, personally, has been my issue. Can you tell us how the program helps students basically further their education and continue on with their education, basically? Yeah.
Sure. So I always encourage students, and first and foremost, please don't classify yourself as not a good student. And it's true, though. There are a lot of students at CCM. There are some students that excel and they go through the program pretty quickly in the associate's degree, and there's others that take a little bit longer. It's not a race. It's more about, setting goals and achieving them. So I do encourage students. I'm located in DeMare Hall 269, so I'm here. This is my full-time job, so I always encourage students to stop by the office. And I like to say early and often. Come early in your academic career so we can set you on the correct path. And whenever you have a question, to stop by. So a lot of students feel that sometimes they're silly questions, I guess they call them. But it's really not. It's only the ones that you're not asking. We'd rather you be well-informed and kind of be on the right path from the get-go.
I actually have some of those questions specifically.
Sure.
So transferring with credits wise, and I know there's a lot of logistical things that I know a lot of students such as myself have a lot of issues with, and I think that's why I think we try to avoid basically seeking help in any type of regard, specifically with transferring or taking Rutgers classes. How were there any ways that students can basically improve their chances and chances of success here at CCM through the Rutgers program?
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about CCM, honestly, is CCM's very well established academically. A number of the schools in the state will say the same thing about CCM students, the caliber of student that's coming out of here. I think they do a great job with the students early on. So again, just kind of meeting with your advisors, ensuring you're on course, on track here at CCM so that you can complete your associate's degree. That's our biggest thing, our biggest takeaways. We want students to earn their associate's degree first prior to transferring to Rutgers. It's a huge benefit with the pass of the Lampet Law, so that students can ensure they're transferring the maximum amount of credits. By the time they get to Rutgers, they'll be junior status. And so they're really, by the time they're transferring to us, they're just completing their major and minor courses. And so it's keeping them on that right path. So that's most important.
Okay. And just how many do a lot of students come to the Rutgers office here or not?
Yes,
Yes,
I get a good amount of traffic, which is good. Like I said, I encourage students to stop in. A lot of times I even just get students looking for, different classrooms, so I am a tour guide at times.
I feel like I've stopped in there a couple times, definitely.
So I do enjoy it, though. I enjoy helping, students, even if it's not with Rutgers, even if they're honest and, they say, hey, I'm not looking at this, I'll offer any kind of advice that I can, because that's what we're here for, is to help the students, make them feel comfortable on the campus.
Okay. Can you go into some detail explaining how the program specifically works, like how many credits students have to take before, like here, and what that gives them, and then where they can go from there?
Sure. So our Rutgers degrees here are 120 credits. So typically, again, we want students to have that associate's degree. They would transfer a minimum of 60 credits, which would be half the Rutgers degree, and then upwards of 65 credits. So they're really coming in with, to do with Rutgers anywhere from 56 to 60 credits with us. And they'd be basically taking their major courses, and then on most of our majors, with set aside with business not being one of them, they do require a minor. So that is part of your 60 credits. So we want to kind of keep that on track as well.
Now, also with like helping students transferring and basically going into specifically Rutgers, how many, because I know you said it is a 2-year, it's a 64 credit program. Now, when people do transfer to Rutgers, can they do a 4-year program there, finish up, or if they're taking, for example, like double majoring and they didn't apply for a major, would they be able to take said major at Rutgers?
You could. We even actually have had the luxury of students that stay on this campus and do the double major. If they let me know early enough on their academic career, I can actually get them to double major, and it's the same amount of time in 2 years. Psychology and criminal justice have a great fit, so students typically start out in one major and minor in the other. For instance, they start out in criminal justice, we have them minor in psychology. I kind of do the math and do work out everything academically and let them know, you have the same amount of credits left if you were to actually just double major. So you can double major. It doesn't always necessarily take extra time. It really depends on the majors you're looking to do.
I know for me it's taking extra time for sure, but I did come to you I think 2 years ago or something like that, because I didn't even know that I think that was actually one of the first years that the program was started here, so I was a little surprised by it. But I feel like a lot of students at CCM aren't aware that we have a Rutgers program here.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, I feel like I've talked to a lot of kids, and I actually always thought that it was just for transferring. I didn't know that it was able to take classes here, which I know is very convenient for like a lot of people who go here who work full time, like you said, and parents and like adults as well. Now, if hypothetically, if I'm a business major, and I'm also majoring in broadcasting as well.
Okay, good.
This might be kind of this is a little bit of a cheating question, but not like cheating, but if I wanted to transfer on a communications major, and then I get to Rutgers, and then can I put in a double major and then also take finance at Rutgers? Is that possible?
You could. The tricky thing is you're looking to apply to 2 separate schools.
Yeah, okay.
So specifically with communications, there's not a direct transfer. So you would be actually applying to the School of Arts and Sciences in New Brunswick. Once you complete all of the prerequisites, then you would do a school-to-school transfer to the School of Communications. So that's why, you'd really, once you get there, you'd want to work one-on-one with your advisor and let them know up front, these are what you're looking to do. And then they can guide you on, the most efficient pathway. We want to ensure you're done in a timely manner, and we're also not taking all your money at the same time. So it's important to, again, meet early and meet often with your advisor.
Yes. Everybody meet early and often. I did not do that. Well, you said that there are more majors that will be brought here as well. Can you tell us any majors that will be brought?
No sneak peeks
No
here.
sneak peeks? Okay, all right.
No, we are constantly working with CCM and the students. Periodically, we will survey students. We'll look at data because it does change periodically from when we started in fall of 14. You know, interests in majors have shifted. So we'll kind of take a pulse on the students to see what they're interested in. And if it's something that we're able to bring to an offsite location, then it's something that we want to benefit both sides of the party.
And if you had to say, I know like a lot of students that do take the Rutgers course here, what kind of students are they? Are they first years? Are they students who have been going to other schools and they transferred to take the Rutgers course here? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have a great mix of students here actually. We have a lot of the traditional learners that are coming right from CCM. But we do have a lot of students that may have graduated from CCM and either continued on somewhere else or stopped at CCM for a little bit. You know, life, family, work, other things get in the way. So it's great because we're kind of bringing that community back. We're bringing back, you know, people that, again, were here at CCM and they loved their experience so much that they want to stay on the campus and they want to do the Rutgers degree. So we have, you know, it's very diverse. We have different age groups, so it's really a great community that we've built, and everyone feels together. So it's a great unity that they feel within their classes. A lot of students are hesitant. They say, "Oh, I should have graduated 6 years ago," and I say, "Trust me, we have a lot more learners that probably are past you, and you know some that are a little bit less." But it's a great group that we have here on campus.
Now, with seeing like as many students as you do who go on to like different fields and change a lot of their learning things, a lot of their majors, are there any challenges that you see a lot of students having, specifically with the whole doing like transferring to schools and or at least trying to get their basically get their education together and just like when they're coming back here or starting for the first time?
Yeah, I think, you know, with any transfer, we like to call it the transfer shock. So initially you were in your comforts of CCM, right? And so you're still there, you still have the campus at least, and you still have the classroom setting. But you do have a different rigor when you're moving up to a four-year school. But again, CCM has prepared the students very well academically, so I think they always come academically prepared. But it's, you know, it's just that changeover if now you're switching over. Sometimes that's, I guess, the hardest part is the identity. That they're a Rutgers student, but they're still at CCM, so they're kind of that confused identity of, you know, which am I really? And so we are trying our best to ensure that, you know, once you're here, you are a Rutgers student. You know, a lot of times they try to say, oh, am I supposed to get a parking decal with CCM or little things? And we're like, no, you're a Rutgers student now. So, and it's great. We do have their own space now on campus. Attached to my office, they have their own Rutgers computer lab. So now the students have a place to go to call their own, because that was one of the biggest things that we had heard from students is that I'm a Rutgers student, but I feel like, you know, there's nowhere for me to go on the campus because I still feel like it's CCM. And so we had great help from CCM administration to ensure that we could kind of assist those students and make them feel more comfortable.
Okay, thank you very much. This program sounds like it's taking off and it's doing wonders. Now we will take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Not all County College of Morris students look like me.
Some look like me.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me.
We all come to CCM at different stages of life.
And for different reasons.
I plan to transfer to a university.
I'm training for a new career as a nurse.
But we all know one thing.
CCM is where we want to be.
So check out the website.
Check out the website.
Check out the website.
And let CCM connect learning and your life.
And we're back on CCM All Access. I'm Daniil Barkov, and we are here with Miss Tara Wuorinen. Now, how did you get a start in being a manager for the Rutgers program?
Sure. So originally when I graduated college, I had done an internship going into my senior year of college, working for actually a sports conference. So I had actually been hired from that sports conference when I graduated college. I guess I did a really good internship there. And so I did that for a number of years, doing different sports. I had played basketball in college, so it was kind of my passion. And then once I was at that conference, there were 10 institutions within that conference, academic institutions. And so I was fortunate enough that a job had opened up for an academic advising position at St. Peter's University in Jersey City. which I actually advised student athletes for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
So a long time. I had a really good experience in college, and so I always wanted to give back to students the same experience I had in college. So I just like working with students. I kind of enjoy, you know, the academia and everything. And so I'd done that. And then, as I always say, you know, family and life. So the commute got to be a little long. I had grown up in Morris County. I'm actually a native from Mendham, New Jersey.
Okay.
I went to West Morris Mendham High School. So when the opportunity arose, you know, with Rutgers coming here, I said, oh, this would be a great time to kind of branch out, try something new, and also stay in with something I love. So, I saw it was a perfect fit, and so I went after it, and luckily everything had worked out.
Okay. Now, I know you've told me that there's a lot of benefits of attending CCM first before going to like a bigger school. Can you tell us what some of the benefits or what you've seen students have more success with if they attend CCM first?
Sure. So as I explained earlier, you know, CCM students really do have that rigor, that drive. They're very well prepared when they come to CCM. So I think it helps them in the next step. And I typically tell students the first 2 years of college, you're doing your English comps, you're doing your maths, your sciences, your history, so you're doing the Common Core. So, you know, if you go to CCM, you're still getting that, you know, that individualized attention. So you're getting that one-on-one, which I think helps the transition from high school to the community college rather than jumping right into a big four-year institution. So I think it helps the preparedness for those students coming out. It helps you get acclimated to a college campus, but you still have that ability to go home and, you know, get the laundry done, get those good cooked meals. A lot of students transition, that's their toughest years, their freshman year. So I think it helps the transition. You're transferring now with a maximum amount of credit, so everything you're doing at CCM is going to transfer over if you earn that associate's degree. So it's huge. You know, you look at tuition these days and what students are paying back in student loans, and you almost have to cry looking at some of those numbers. So, you know, for students to be able to go for a fraction of the cost and get a great education, you know, I really see no reason why. And we strongly encourage at Rutgers University to go to community college first. And if you're going to go, you know, see it out and get that piece of paper, I guess they call it, so that you can transfer with the maximum amount of credits. And then you're ready to transfer into your major, and you're kind of all set. You've figured out where you want to be in life. A lot of students, you know, their first couple years, they're still exploring. They'll try a different couple majors. So that way, by the time you're at Rutgers, hopefully you know what you're doing, and you're set on that path, and you'll finish in an ample amount of time, and, you know, the tuition cost will be minimal at that point.
I can tell you from experience that I did the exact opposite of that, and did not work out great. But I think that the program that you have here is definitely, I think there's a lot of stigma that it has to do with community colleges. And I feel, at least this is how I was, and at least I know some other people were, is when you come here, I didn't have that much motivation when I was coming here. And then once I learned about like the Rutgers program and that I would be able to like further my education and go on to another university and even take the classes here, which I didn't really know about, I think it got me a lot more motivation and got me more interested and made me mature in a way. Now, how have your, since 2014 when the program has started, has there been a steady increase in applications for the program?
Yes, we've been priding ourselves on that. And it's not just because Rutgers numbers are doing well. If our numbers are doing well, then that means CCM numbers are doing well. We feed off each other. You know, we do different open house events with CCM in conjunction, transfer fairs. So, you know, we're always happy to help one another out. You know, if we can recruit students to come to CCM, if it helps to see that Rutgers name on the campus and vice versa, I think it's a great relationship and a partnership that we've established where students, you know, feel comfortable. They see the two names, they can relate with them, and they can see how, you know, they're two separate entities, but together they're one. And so I think that's really important to the students.
Now, how would students go about applying to the Rutgers portion?
Sure. So we generally, again, students should come early to my office to ensure that they're, you know, fulfilling everything for their associate's degree, but if there's any other separate courses that they might need as prerequisites for Rutgers courses as well, that way they can knock those out at CCM. Again, it's a lower tuition. You can transfer with the maximum amount of credits, so it's more beneficial if they can get some of that coursework done, completed first. And then when they're ready, we generally say the semester before you're ready to graduate from CCM, you would apply, do the application. We do numerous instant decision days here on campus if you're looking to go to Rutgers Newark or stay here on site. where we'll waive the application fee. You meet with an admissions counselor on the spot. They'll let you know if you got in. They'll review your transcripts. So it's a great opportunity. You get that one-on-one with the counselor, which I think is really important too, specifically with students that might be, kind of close to that GPA requirement that Rutgers is looking for. Generally for our programs here, we are looking for at least a 2.8 GPA.
Okay.
So if a student's around a 2.7, I strongly encourage them to meet with a counselor. The counselor can get a better read on that student and say, let me see, how this student has done academically. A lot of times the GPA doesn't speak for itself, so they like to meet with the student, and it's not an official interview, but it lets them get a better gauge of what type of student they're looking to recruit.
Now, you said that you have events and people from Rutgers that come here. How often do these events usually happen, like per semester?
Yep, so CCM's great. They invite us to a lot of their events. So I'm always doing tables. CCM has a fall and a spring open house that I'm on for the weekend, and that's where obviously the traditional high school students coming through mostly. And then they also have transfer fairs. They have a fall and spring transfer fair that they host, and so I have tables there as well. We've been very gracious. Carrie Hawkins' office has set together an Are You Ready week, which this will be the second one coming up this year, where they have a full week of, they bring different schools within Rutgers on campus. So, environmental and biological sciences will be here, Rutgers Business School will be here, and so it gives CCM students a chance to attend one of those forums and learn more about those campuses and those schools and what they have to offer.
Okay. Now, for a student who has had some time at CCM and is getting ready to get into the Rutgers program, what kind of preparation should students, I guess, prepare before they attend the program?
Sure. I mean, like I said, CCM prepares them very well. So it's not a big transition. As I stated before, if they're looking to stay here and do the program, they're already, they've already knocked a couple of things out of the park. They're comfortable with the campus. They know where the classrooms are located. So that transition it makes it a seamless one for those students that are looking to continue on here. It's really just getting to know your new professors. I guess the hardest part would be financial aid. And that's what I assist the students with as well.
Is that a different, is that handled differently through Rutgers and as CCM?
It's just a different office, but yeah, you would still complete your FAFSA online and do all of the necessary paperwork. But it's a little bit different because you're using different portals and different means.
Now, with the steady increase that you guys have had with people, can you give us how many people end up staying at CCM, and then how many people end up actually going to another Rutgers campus? Is there...
I don't have the exact amounts of students that are transferring into the Rutgers campuses, but in terms of the program here, we have had a steady incline. I do set personal goals for myself, so I do keep track of that very well. We always, we'll do a fall-to-fall comparison, a spring-to-spring, and actually this past fall was our largest number of students beginning.
Congratulations.
So, yes, thank you. We had over 60 students that were accepted for this fall. Previously, the fall before, it was 25 students.
Oh, wow.
So we added business, so that added another 20 extra students, but criminal justice and psychology are really coming along. We have great relationships with both departments here on campus, so it's really worked out well for the partnership.
Now, with the transition that students do face, do you notice that there is a change in the workload or like difficulty in education when you start doing the Rutgers program?
Yeah, I think there's a little more workload. It depends on the major they're coming from as well.
Yeah.
Some majors are typically known, more reading or more writing assignments. A lot of our major courses, we do require writing intensive courses. So that simply means that the courses can't just be solely test-based. There has to be a writing component. So we do want to ensure, and students that go through the Rutgers program have to graduate with those 2 writing intensive courses. So it kind of helps the student, although they may not see it in the beginning, but it does help them, more define and refine their writing skills.
Now, how many faculty are there in the program?
We have a good amount of faculty, and we have a good rotation of faculty.
Okay.
So, again, for all the majors that we offer, we'll have various faculty members that teach, and we have different platforms that we're teaching. So typically our classes will run Monday through Thursday from 6:30 to 9:30 in the evening. That accommodates for, again, students that are working full-time or individuals that have families and need to tend to their children. So that allows a little more freedom for them to be able to attend class. We do have some hybrid courses that we offer through the business program, and we do have online courses that we offer through the psychology program. So it gives a little bit of flexibility in terms of learning styles.
All right, thank you very much. Can you please let everybody know where they can get in contact or how they can apply to the Rutgers School?
Sure. So again, my office is in DeMere Hall, 269. I'm always on campus, so I encourage students to stop by. Again, if it's Rutgers at CCM specific or just Rutgers general questions, they can always stop by. We do have a website as well. It's Rutgers at attccm.org. So they can, go on that website and get information. Visit us at any one of the fairs that we'll be at. Just come in early and often.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us on CCM All Access. We will see you next time.